Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. This is Transfer Talk. Been a quiet weekend for uploads on the front here, but do you know what? There's actually not that lot been going on, has there? So probably not too much miss, just a right load of balls that's been going on. I am heading out over to the Australian tour tomorrow, so it's been absolutely chaos in here. Before I do, head over to my Instagram. It's the same username as I've got on Twitter. That's Mr. Stephen Howson over on Instagram. All the stories and stuff that I'll be doing are going to be going out over on my Instagram. So come and follow me on there. The link will be in the description as well if you want to come and find us. But yeah, that's the crack. So tomorrow we've got a 20-hour flight ahead of us. So we should land over there in Perth on Thursday. Loads of people have been asking up about a meetup in Perth and in Singapore. I don't know the area. I'm up for it, but get in touch, let me know, and I'm there for you. Right then, sort of what we're going to be talking about today, Mario Lemina, Tiemoue Bakayoko, and Paulo Pogba. So Lemina, apparently United are leading the race for Southampton's Mario Lemina after the Gabon international was left out of their squad for the pre-season tour of Austria. Now, can we just get into that? As soon as someone doesn't appear on pre-season tour, we do it, and everybody else does it as well. Oh, definitely a transfer happening. Doesn't really make a lot. Like, we've seen so many people go on pre-season tours and not go on pre-season tours, and it mean absolutely nothing. Anyway, as we were saying, Sky are saying United have made an inquiry into signing him, is what they're thinking. And also, Lemina has been given permission to speak to other clubs by Saints, having not been included on their pre-season training camp in Austria. United, Arsenal and Leicester have inquired about Lemina, but have not met their valuation. Talented player, but Saints ready to cash in after 2 start-stop years. Saints signed him for €17 million in August 2017, and that can go up by add-ons. The club want at least to get their money back, and to be honest, that's not bad going, is it? 15 million or so, if that's all they're asking for. We could do worse, but what I don't want from United is for us to have a season like we had last season where we sign second and third choice players. We need improvements to our first 11. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. United need to improve that starting 11. Otherwise, them top 2-3 teams are going to disappear way further ahead than us than they already are. So we've definitely got to get in starters. Lemina, for me, not currently a starter, would add depth to us without a shadow of a doubt, because we've lost Herrera, we've lost Fellaini. There's question marks over the legs and the longevity of someone like Matic. Yeah, I could understand us wanting to go with somebody in midfield, but they've got to be starters. Otherwise, play the young lads. Let them be the backup. You know what I mean? Bring starters in or play the academy for me. That's the difference. So here's an interesting one. Tiemoue Bakayoko. Chelsea fans have just started laughing as soon as this one's been happening, but I don't think it's as crazy an idea as people are saying. So apparently, with the Premier League rivals, we're talking about Chelsea, obviously, because he's out on loan. And they can't sign any players due to the transfer ban. Bakayoko spent all last season on loan at Milan, making 42 appearances in all competition and become a bit of a fan's favourite in the process. However, they're choosing not to take up the €35 million option to buy him, and RMC reckon that Sporting are in for it, and that United could be in the mix as well. For me, Bakayoko, the Bakayoko that played at Monaco, excellent. The Bakayoko that played at Chelsea, didn't happen for him. And I didn't watch enough of Chelsea and him in particular to be able to tell you exactly why that was. But for me, if it's the player that played at Monaco and knowing the sort of counter-attacking fast football that Monaco played that he thrived in, if that's the thinking behind bringing him in, again, not averse to it. Can I see him starting for United? I actually can. I think that's the difference between him and Lemina. I could see Bakayoko signing and starting, and €35 million, what's that, 30 million quid sort of region. I think you can do a lot worse, especially now Newcastle supposedly want 50 million for Longstaff. I was unsure, but kind of thinking, do you know what? I'd gamble on him with Longstaff at 25 million. I don't think he's miles better than what we've got in certain positions, and I certainly would like to see some of our own youngsters given an opportunity, but I can kind of see why they want some of the characteristics that they want in Longstaff. But for 50 million, this isn't Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who proved himself to be the best defensive fullback in the league last season, proven over the course of a season. This is a guy that's played half a dozen games. 50 million. No, I'm not really feeling that one. 30 million for Bakayoko. That probably now starts to make a little bit more sense. Doesn't fit that mould of the young British talent that we're going for, but does fit the mould of someone that can play an aggressive counter-attacking side. So I'll be interested in seeing that one. In terms of outs, then, we are looking at the never-ending circus that is Paul Pogba. Raiola again come out stating that he believes his client's going to leave the club this summer. He says the player's done nothing wrong. He's been professional and respectful. The club knows his feelings. Hopefully there'll soon be a satisfying solution for all parties. Oh, I'm sick of this dickhead, honestly. On Pogba, he says it's a shame other people only like to criticise without the right information. I am also sorry that the club does not take any position against this. Hopefully there'll be a satisfying solution for all parties. TalkSport reporting on that one. It's annoying because I genuinely felt Paul Pogba was here and coming back for the right reasons when we brought him back. And he's been pampered to and pandered to more than any other player that I can remember in the history of United. Giving him penalties, I think, was a move to up his value. Because if you give those 11 penalties to any other player in that United side, any other forwards, they become the Golden Boot winner. After the shit season that we had, we could have had the Golden Boot winner. And that changes the perspective on Tony Marshall, on Lukaku, or on Marcus Rashford, doesn't it? If any of those was given the opportunity to win the Golden Boot. And that, them being close to the Golden Boot might have meant that they played extra games. It might have meant that they didn't get taken off in games, and they might have snagged an extra goal just by the fact that they'd managed to get all of those goals. So he was pandered to for either keeping his value high or because he wanted to feel special in the team. He was pandered to by there's been countless people signed and formations and systems changed and made to get the best out of him. Now, do you know what? I'd have no issue whatsoever if this was a guy that would bleed for the club. I just don't get the impression that he does. Now, and I know some news outlets, and Sky was guilty of this yesterday, they cut the part of Paul Pogba signing loads of stuff for a load of fans over in Perth in Australia. And just showing the one of him walking off. And then obviously a lot's been made out of this little clip there with Jesse Lingard. It's probably nothing. If you've ever been away with like 20 of your mates, you're going to be on the wind up with each other constantly. You know what it's like. So I'm not reading a damn thing into this. I certainly don't think that they've kicked off like that. You got to remember, him and Jesse Lingard have known each other for more than a decade. More than a decade they've known each other for. Do you not think that they know how to push each other's buttons? Now, they also may have fell out, right? I'm not privy to whether they have or not. But they also may have fell out. But they probably just know how to wind each other up. And after a big, long 20-hour flight, if you're not ready to kill everyone around you, then I don't think you're human. Because I'm going to be on Thursday when I arrive there. I'm being a right angry bear. Should I check the comments out and see what some of you guys are saying over there? We've got a game this week. How good does that feel to say? We're actually going to have a match this week, and I'm buzzing for that. But let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Just going to pull them up. We have got... please like the video if you're excited because we've got a game. Arshan says, don't have mates. Sound. Paul Pogba was one of my favourites in his early days in Man United, but for now it seems like he's a virus in the squad. Don't be using Jose's words there. He fell out with Jose, but I do know for a fact that he was actually trying to unite people as a player. So I think Paul Pogba's he gets unfairly treated at times in the media, but he doesn't help himself with some of the stuff he comes out and says. You get asked a question in a press conference. You don't have to go, yeah, it'd be my dream to play at Real Madrid. Even if you say something like, do you know what, I'm at United at the moment, I'm enjoying my football, and that's it. Or you just go, I'm not answering that question. You don't be like, oh yeah, you don't... Oh, come on, man. There's ways and means to do this, and he has the opportunity to put out anything he wants, and that's the problem. The stuff that he puts out generally doesn't do him any favours. Sign a centre-back, goddamn, says Singy. Yeah, I think a centre-back is what we need. Pogba needs to leave if he does not want to play for United. Now, I am completely on board with that. Completely on board with, if you don't want to be here, Solskjaer's job is hard enough as it is, getting everybody on side to play this new system, to go for it against extremely tough opposition in the Premier League. If you're not 100% on side with that, don't let the door hit you on the arse on the way out. Most players tell their agent what to do, but Pogba gets told what to do by his. He definitely doesn't. He definitely doesn't. Raiola works for Paul Pogba, and that is it. If Paul Pogba wants to go to Manchester United and he wants to stay at Manchester United, Raiola's got enough fingers in enough other pies that he can go and cause shit with them if he needs to. He doesn't just cause shit for no reason. He gets the best for his client. That's it. That's all he's there to do. If he wants a new contract at United, he'll get that new contract. If he wants to move that player on, he will move that player on. It's not often that Raiola doesn't get his way. He's a dick, but you got to admire how good he is at it. Try the chili muscle in Perth. What's that? Why aren't the clubs selling unwanted players? Because we've given them all ridiculously fat contracts, and now we can't get rid of them because no one else wants to give them ridiculously fat contracts. What's happened to Ollie saying there'll be a complete rebuild? It's all right saying it, isn't it? Actually going through it, it's harder than it appears, clearly. Gutted Tielemans signed for Leicester. Has he signed for Leicester? That's news to me if he has. I mean, yeah, I'd be pretty gutted too. I wouldn't mind seeing him at United. Have I heard about United being interested in Bakayoko? Yeah, I didn't just spend 5 minutes talking about it, yeah. Same thing with De Ligt. He employed Raiola. Correct. When's Fosu back? Now, Fosu Mensah not going on the tour, I think is a bad sign for Timbo, at least. I didn't think it was going to happen for him with United of late. Some of his off the field stuff has gotten in the way, and what he's done on loan hasn't gone down too well with United. I think there's a real player in there, but it's not a fullback. It's a number 6. That's the one I'm thinking of. How do you get rid of Jones on 100k a week? Exactly. He goes to any other Premier League team that they're paying him just above minimum wage probably. What's up with all his training? What do you mean? What's up with all his training? Would I be happy with Eric Bailly and Lindelof? Listen, I think Eric Bailly could be brilliant for United. I think he's got the right temperament in terms of that. That he is a nutter, but I like that. I think he's not terrible on the ball. He's certainly not a ball playing centre half, but he's not terrible on the ball. He's certainly better than Chris Smalling. He's decent in the air, not amazing. I think as a covering defender, he's fantastic. But if he can't stay fit, and maybe if he doesn't even want to be here either, then what's the point of keeping him on? There you go. See you in Perth for a beer, says Durban. Yeah, and not Foster's. Absolutely not. I don't even drink Foster's over here. I wouldn't disrespect all Australians by drinking it over there. It's brewed in Moss Side. How's it Australian? Jesse uploaded a picture of him and Pogba to Instagram. Yeah, probably because it's a lot of balls. James smashing fitness test. How do you think he will fit in? Well, I think that he was signed for Ollie to do a specific job, so I'm interested to see. Hopefully we'll see him on Saturday and we'll have a look at that. Fosu Mensah a great player, but not a number 6. He lacks too much positioning. He's young. Yeah, he's a young player. He's played there in the academy and he looks good. I think he just needs a little bit of time. I think as a ratto behind 2 good ball-playing midfielders, he'd be fantastic. His distribution and decision-making is weak, Baye. I also think that's down to our midfielder times, to be honest. Righty, I am going to leave it there. Someone saying give 2 hands AB games. I completely agree on that one. Yeah, that'll do from me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, Instagram stories, Mr. Stephen Howson on Instagram talk Thursday night. If everything goes to plan, there'll be an upload tomorrow talking about tactics while I'm on the plane. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you're in Oz, I'll see you over there. If not, head over to Instagram, get on the stories. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.